Hello everyone, my name is Relax and Panic and this is another reaction for Steins Gate. It is episode 10 and as always you know what to do. Please go down into my descriptions to see the reaction itself. There's a link to my dailymotion which you can follow and you will see the reaction. I hope you enjoy and once you've done feel free to come back here to hear me out what I thought about this episode. So see you soon. For those of you that came back, welcome back. Well, what should I say? I mean, I chose this picture here not by surprise, I guess, because that was a major thing in this episode, in my opinion. I mean, it may not have been a major thing for the storyline, but it was a very important scene in other ways. So, but let's go through it one by one. So they changed the time, the whole storyline of Faris. The problem is that the Meow Meow Cafe is not existing anymore. The whole city has changed, possibly because her father has a lot of influence. Because as we learned, his family is the one that owned the whole area. And due to this influence, he possibly, changed the future. Or, well, you know, the timeline. So specific kinds of businesses seem not to have opened. It may be coincidence, but it seems that, let's call it, everything that is kind of nerdy did not open up. So no game shops, no cosplay shops, no specific cafes like the Meow Meow and stuff alike. So it is a more adult city. Maybe that's due to him. They still, however, met Faris in the past due to playing. So she has not changed so much, I guess. She still has this background of being a gamer girl and stuff alike. Well, I guess we will have to wait a little bit until she pops up again in the storyline. And the question is, what now? I mean, I was really thinking about, is there an option to undo something like that? And if how? I mean, you cannot delete this email before it arrives right now. So the only thing you could do is send another D-mail to her stating, ignore this D-mail. Then there's the question, what would you do if you would receive two such emails? The outcome is completely random, I think. So it's, every new D-mail just makes it worse, possibly. However, they were in the lab, were discussing, and there was a little bit, they watched some cosplay magazines, I think. Checked them and were talking about big or small. And so there was a cough from Christina, from Marquise. Because, it's something she's not used to talk about so easily, I think. And there was the first moment when I was like, okay, what is it now? Why is she coughing and what is happening? And there was, even I had this suspicion, okay, what now? It's about Ruka. I for a second I thought like, what if Christina remembers the timeline differences as well, and that's why she's coughing, but she didn't. Then I thought like, okay, is Ruka still a boy? And no one knows in this timeline, which might be. I mean, they changed in the timeline so much, and the city changed in so many ways. There would have been the option that he is still a boy and just never told anyone, so he's completely hiding it. This option would have been there as well, but no. Ruka is a girl by now. So the D-mail they sent for Ruka to eat, what was it, more fish? I'm not sure. More vegetables? Something like that. They sent an email to the mother to eat more specific kind of food, so to improve the chance that Ruka is becoming a girl instead of a boy. It seemed to have worked. Not have to talk about science here, if it makes sense or not. That doesn't matter. However, she is a girl now. Thanks, which makes it partially easier and partially it's more confusing. But there's this thing. Thus, Okarin didn't know that. Because, once again, he only has his own memories from the times he was in before. And when he's set into a new timeline, he does not own the memories of this timeline. So that is really a disadvantage. I discussed it last time, I think. due to this lapse that he doesn't have these memories, he was still thinking Okarin is a boy. And thus acting like and stating, come on, we all know you're a boy and stuff like that. And if you see that you're possibly, I mean, we've seen in the other timelines that Ruka likes him very, very much. Maybe even more than just liking. I'm not sure about that, but it might be that there's even a small hint of love in there, you know? And then the favorite boy you have or a good friend of yours tells you into your face, man, we all know you're more like a dude, You're not really female, and it was about breast size. So it was about being visually female. There are always those things that people are like, you have to have a specific size, a specific outward appearance to be male or female. So Ruka is still the there was a word for it if you're an androgen type. So somewhere between. So possibly that's something that hurts you a lot if someone tells it to you. And if someone tells it to you that you like, that you open your heart to, it is, you know, it's a dagger in the back. So we all know he didn't do it out of meanness. He didn't want to be mean. But in this moment, it was mean. And he didn't catch on fast enough. He didn't get it what he was doing. So he did it again and again and again. And that's why everyone was upset of him. And I completely understand it. And I agree that they had to punish him. It was okay. He had to learn. Not because he did the wrong thing. I think it helps for him to learn that he is not allowed to take anything for granted now anymore of his knowledge. Thus, he is changing timelines. Everything that he knows, he has to question every time he changed the timeline. And that is a problem. So, Christina slapped him with a book, the Book of Power, and they made him sit on his knees for 1 hour, which I can see is kind of a torture. Then they went out and he met our little warrior girl. It was way more about her in this episode, which I like because we haven't known much of her yet. So the pin that we've seen in other episodes where I was not sure about what it is something from her father, who, as we learned in the end, is named Titer, but not John Titer. It's Baku? Barrel Titer. So one might question if he's maybe the brother of John Titer, or, well, somehow at least they seem to be related, I guess. So that means that she is somehow related to John Titer, which we know to be a very important person when it comes to time travel. And she wanted to meet her father on a forum about time machines and time travel. So he is involved in all of this as well. Interesting. Very, very interesting. So, as I said before, this is not a coincidence. Everything is somehow connected. All those people have a reason to be there somehow. They prepared a home cooking for her when she had or had not met her dad. So he made her promise to come along, and so he wants to involve her in his lab. Sure, out of multiple reasons. So one is she is somehow related into the Titer clan, so she knows about time travel. Or he is someone who is close to people who knows that. That's one thing. Yes, that is a very self-centered thing in his opinion, in his way of doing it. But I really think he is more than just that. He acts as a mad scientist and as a cruel guy, but in his inner self, he is a good dude. He is really a nice one. So, and she realized that for a moment. When he was nice to her. You can see it in the way when he behaves around Christina as well. So he did say something nice to her, and he meant it. It came instantly, It came out of his heart, I think. But he's aware that he does it, and he doesn't want to be too nice. Maybe he's afraid that he is too weak when he's nice. I'm not sure about his reasons. But in like every case when he does something nice for someone, he more neither instantly follows up with a mean line, something stupid, something bad, you know? That he's like playing on the nice thing that he did. So when he was sitting with Christina on the couch, I remember he said he was nice to her. She wanted to open up, and he pushed her away then instantly. And same he did with her here with the bicycle girl. I really have to find her name again. Suzuha. With Suzuha. But I really think in his inner self he is a good one. He really wants to help people. He stated it in the lab. He thinks he really just wants to have friends around, which is a powerful thing, you know. And to admit it to yourself, it is an important thing. And you could see it especially when when Susua sent the email, the message in the end, stating thanks and sorry and goodbye. You could just have like shrugged it off and like, crap, okay, I did it for nothing, all the preparations, or sent her a message back. But what he did is he was running to the train station. He was searching through the city to the places where she could go if she wants to leave the city in pouring rain. You don't do that unless you really want somehow to help this person. And he even remembered the "you're a nice guy" thing, you know? And that was the one that spurred him on to then send the D-mail, still knowing that every D-mail makes stuff worse, possibly. Uncontrollable. So, yeah, out of scientific points of views, it's possibly not good. It's possibly stupid. Out of just human view, emotionally, he's doing great right now. I like him more and more. Sorry. As I said, more cheese. So, we learned something else. So I just summed up a lot here. We learned a bit more about him, which is interesting. So in the past, when he was more little, still a boy, he had a heart fever attack around 2000, Y2K. And it seems this was the first time that he had a travel through time, a timeline effect, which he wasn't aware of then, but he's aware of now. It's possibly the first time that his reading Steiner ability kicked in. So, and he lay down for multiple days, it seems. So someone at this time, made a change. Possibly it might be that it was CERN at this time that they did like their first real test. We know they started way sooner, but that was theory what they did before. So maybe that was the first time they used a real time test. Or it might have been John Titor in some way. I guess we will learn. I guess we will see. I wouldn't be surprised if we would somehow jump back into this time, although I'm not sure. What I like, especially again, is Mayushi in this case. So she prayed for him that 3 times that he's not dying, so she saved him. You know, she really believed it. And there was a shooting star she saw, that's why she did it. That means that they know each other already since this time. I thought they met up when she was older, but they didn't. So they know themselves very, very long already. Still waiting for her background story. I think it's gonna be awesome on the one side and possibly tragic and hurtful at the other. Already preparing for that. We got the... Yeah. They showed us some of their laboratory experiments. Simply put, they are all crap, but funny. So they have kind of a hairdryer that nearly explodes electricity usage. They have... I wasn't sure what that was, but in the end it was like a smoke bomb, the first one. So they are doing strange things. But they had, due to it, a nice talk between Okarin and Christina. And that's what I am sad about right now. Because he made the time jump. And I am not sure if in this new timeline this talk has ever happened. Yes, he remembers, but I'm not sure if she will. Because in the new timeline that they're in now, Suzuha was at the meeting. So possibly, just possibly, they didn't talk. They didn't use the laboratory equipment and didn't sit in the dark. No, that would be sad, because it was I think a very powerful moment, an emotional moment, one that brought those two closer together, because they once again, and more openly this time, confessed to each other that they like each other as friends. And in the moment when the lights went back on, you could see by their faces being closed, which was by accident, the reaction of Christina was that there might be even more possible than just friendship, in my opinion. And he opened up about one major thing about the laboratory. The laboratory, and possibly even the whole mad scientist thing, he thinks might be, he not said it is, it might be that he just wanted to have some friends around. And that's the thing. And I think that it is. That's why she likes the lab as well. Those people there are all crazy, are all nuts. And the laboratory is, seriously said, not really effective. But they are friends and they have a good time, you know? It is like when small kids play pirates and you create your own base, your pirate base. Or whatever you play, don't know, cowboy and Indians and no clue, man. Whatever you're playing. And you set up those little huts in the wood where you build them yourselves. Or you, in your room, you set up a little tent and hide in it and play as though. The moment when you do it with others together, that's it, when there starts this camaraderie, this friendship. And this is what the lab is. It is a little bit like Child's Play, what they're doing. Just that right now they are influencing a little bit more than a normal child would. So, what will be next? Well, he did send the email. He has her on board, Suzuha, now. And, well, the one missing is still Moeka. Again. I think we will meet her again. I'm aware that the satellite was gone somehow. That was strange. But the hole was still there. So possibly someone took the satellite away. Maybe that is what we will learn more about next time. And yeah. Maybe due to Suzuha being there, we will learn more about Taiter. Which version of him ever. It may still be that her father is John Taiter and he's just having multiple names, you know? Why not? Secondary name. Yeah. That's it for this time. I hope you enjoyed. I liked it very much. And you know what to do. As always, please like, comment, and subscribe. Feel free to visit my Patreon if you want to. Feel free to visit my Facebook. I try to post every time I bring something on YouTube so that you see it when I do. And until then, my name is Relax and Panic. Goodbye and out.